I'm making so much money gambling. Why would I ever stop? Rob, you were just bad at gambling. I'm good at it, so I can actually make money. Dude, it was a skill issue for you. Look how much I'm up. I'll never stop gambling. I literally can't lose. This video is going to be one of the most important videos that I've ever made. When I first started gambling, I hit big. Not only did I hit big, but I also never suffered more than 1 or 2 losses in a row, so I was continuously profiting. I believed that I was going to be a professional gambler. I believed that I was a great gambler, and I believed that gambling was profitable. What was the point in ever working a job when I can make hundreds or even thousands of dollars gambling every single day, just hanging out on my couch? As I came to find out, these were all false beliefs, and I had to find out the hard way. When you go from free casino suites and steak dinners back to having to drive pizza to make ends meet and cover debt, you realize how bad of a position you put yourself in by gambling when you're a gambling addict. Hey everybody, my name is Rob, and I am a compulsive gambler. I made my last bet on November the 12th of 2022. Since then, I've made it my mission to share the reality of gambling with you, my audience, in hopes that you'll be able to make more informed decisions when it comes to gambling and find your way towards recovery if you are an addict. If you're someone who struggles with a gambling addiction, or even knows someone who does, this is the perfect video for you. Watch this video all the way to the end to develop an understanding of how reality will hit you like a brick if you keep going down the wrong path thinking that gambling is profitable. Share this with anyone that you think could get any benefit out of watching it. Many people with a gambling addiction feel like they're in control of their gambling, and they're making money, so they don't need to stop. However, in this video, we'll explore why it's important to quit gambling if you are addicted to it, even if you're currently winning or profitable. First, let's define what we mean by a gambling addiction. Gambling addiction, or gambling disorder, is a behavioral addiction characterized by a persistent and recurring problematic gambling behavior that leads to significant distress or impairment. Now, this is the book definition, and I'll sum it up for you by saying, gambling addiction is when you are living a worse life than you would have had you not been gambling. This addiction can lead to financial ruin, relationship problems, and even mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Many people with a gambling addiction justify their behavior by saying that they're winning, so there's no harm in continuing to gamble for them. However, this is a dangerous and false belief. Winning in gambling is often very short-lived, and long-term consequences of addiction can be really severe. Additionally, gambling addiction is not just about winning or losing. It's about the behavior itself. The thrill of the game and the need to keep playing can lead to destructive behavior in the end. That applies to losing as well, as you need to keep gambling to chase the thrill and satisfy your urge to stay in action. Gambling addiction can have devastating financial consequences. Even if you're currently winning, the risk of losing everything is high, and non-arguably higher than the chance of winning. In addition, the financial stress and strain of gambling addiction can lead to job loss, bankruptcy, and even homelessness in severe cases, as you lose everything in your life just keeping that fuel burning to gamble. And when you decouple real-life value from money, it's easy to overspend without thought of what may happen when that money is gone. It's important to remember that gambling is not a sustainable way to make money. It is legally classified as entertainment, and if you aren't treating it as such, you can be pretty confident there's going to be a lot of suffering in your future. Now, I used to think that there was no easier way to make money than gambling. But if your way of making money involves the chance that you're going to lose that money, it isn't going to be sustainable long term. Again, I gambled because I thought it would be better than getting a job, which, ironically, led me to getting 2 jobs to cover the costs that I incurred from my gambling. Gambling addiction can also have a significant impact on relationships. The secrecy and the shame surrounding the addiction can cause a breakdown in communication and trust. Additionally, the financial strain can lead to arguments, resentment, and even divorce or breakups. I personally lost a handful of relationships due to the negativity that I was bringing to the relationship because of gambling. It's important to remember that the people in your life are more important than gambling. If they're not, you really need to reevaluate your priorities. Gambling addiction can also have a negative impact on your mental health. It can lead to depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. The constant stress and the constant pressure of gambling can take a toll on your brain, and seeking help is important to ensure that you're taking care of yourself. When you gamble, chemicals called neurotransmitters are released in your brain that provide feelings of joy and pleasure in the moment. But this way of experiencing those natural chemicals is not natural to the human body, and eventually you have to come crashing down back through your baseline with feelings of sadness, guilt, shame, and more negativity. If you're struggling with a gambling addiction, it's important to seek help. Most people only get help when they feel like they've suffered enough pain in order to quit gambling. So again, it'll be a little more difficult to understand if you're currently up money from gambling, but I hope that you can realize what's happening before things get too bad. There are many resources available, including therapy, support groups, and even medication to treat underlying mental health conditions, though I'm not a doctor and I don't personally take any medications myself. Additionally, It's important to take steps to limit your access to gambling. Now, whether this means simply avoiding casinos, or installing software to block gambling websites, or even self-excluding from casinos that you've been to, or banning yourself from different websites via their responsible gambling page or at the security desk in a brick and mortar casino, remember that quitting gambling is a process, and it's important to be patient and be kind to yourself. Not everything's going to happen overnight, but you will get there with continued effort. If you're struggling with a gambling addiction, once again, it is important to remember that winning is not everything. And though you may feel like you can't lose right now, reality catches up to all of us eventually. The long-term consequences of addiction can be severe, and seeking help is important to ensure that you're taking care of yourself and the people in your life. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. 2 million people in America are going through the same thing, with millions more around the world. If you need more resources to stop gambling, check out my channel. I make content every single day to help you in your addiction recovery journey. So that's all for me today. Let's keep getting better together, one day at a time. Thank you for watching.